Hello, my name is John Leider. I am the lead maintainer behind Vuetify, the Vue.js component framework. My main focus or role within that is the continued development and maintenance of the framework, as well as its supporting ecosystem properties. I'm giving a talk this year at Vue.js 2024 on January 25th. And it's going to be a great opportunity to learn more about the Vue ecosystem. My talk is going to focus on the 2024 roadmap for Vuetify, the features that we plan on bringing and the changes that you can expect to come into the framework. You should definitely check it out. You can get tickets at Vue.jsnation.com, and the event is completely free. So I'm hoping that you will join us and check out to see what's in store in the coming year.
What was the driver for you to create Vuetify?
Well, for me personally, it was kind of it filled a need or a necessity. I was working on multiple projects at the time that required me to recreate kind of the same thing over and over again, at least a baseline layout, navigation. And I felt that the existing options that were available just required too much to achieve what I thought at the time was a very little amount. So it was kind of facilitating a need that I had. And from that, it progressed into what it is today.
What would you like to see more of in the Vue.js ecosystem?
I miss the in-person conferences. I'm glad that we're doing them online. And I think this is a great step back into what used to be one of the best parts of the Vue ecosystem, which was going to conferences and meeting people. COVID kind of threw a wrench into that. It is starting to get better. And I hope that that continues trend throughout this year and the following years.
Share with eager minds your advice for staying focused and motivated as a developer.
I think some of the best things you could do are revolving around maintaining good health, which involves having good sleep, staying hydrated, eating properly, exercising at some extent, whether it's 30 minutes a day or an hour a week. All these things go into performance and how well you're able to think and solve problems. And I would also recommend having a sufficiently powerful computer. Working on a laptop is convenient, but it is not a replacement for a proper desktop computer, in which case you're able to do things faster. That's just my opinion.
Share with us an anecdote from the early days of working with Vue.js.
So, well, it is kind of revolved around how Vuetify came to realization. I was at the time trying to learn, this was about 2016. I was trying to learn Angular and React, and I was not doing very well at it. So I ended up stumbling upon a video by Jeffrey Way from Laracasts. I was working in Laravel at the time, mostly back-end development, and I came across this video where it's talking about a new JavaScript framework that was coming. At least it was in development. And it kind of spoke to me with the simplicity and the amount of things I was able to do with the least amount of code possible. I kind of fell into it and started working on multiple projects that utilized it, and eventually came to a point where I needed something that was more reusable, something that I could put into projects to create a nice baseline that was at least easy for me to understand. And this eventually led to me creating a framework called Vue Material. And that was a wrapper around Materialize CSS, which is a CSS framework. After completing that, I found that I didn't want to add new functionality that didn't exist within their offering because I didn't want to be gated by what they did in their development process. So I came across the material design specification by Google, which was what Materialize CSS was based on, and started to have fun with it. That led to a project that I was eventually convinced to open source by one of my coworkers, and the rest is history.
If you had to ask Evan you one question, what would it be?
Well, consider I can't ask questions to Evan you. This one I had to think about for a little bit. But I think the best question I can come up with is, how do you, or do you find it difficult to progress Vue as a framework when you have other popular, arguably more popular plugins, libraries, speaking to Vite specifically, that do require so much attention? Is it difficult to find the motivation to work on older stuff? And how do you approach that?